975, thank you, 975,000, 975. Can we hear the million?
Imagine yourself in the driver's seat of this ultra-fast British supercar. It outperforms everything else on the road, but how will it do on the auction block? Can a Cobra once built for the drag strip bring in as much as its road racing counterpart?
At $540,000, ladies and gentlemen, we're at 540. Do I hear 550 now?
Someone will buy an Italian machine that's rolling onto U.S. soil for the very first time.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful car.
Fasten your seatbelt. These cars and many more will have new owners by the end of this hour of the RM Classic Car Auction. Check it out, folks. Mercedes, Lamborghinis, pre-war Bentleys, Ferraris, and even bad boy American muscle cars. The RM Classic Car Auction is the place to be. I'm Ryan Stewart, and these beautiful machines on the plaza outside the Monterey Conference Center are about to go up for sale. RM Auctions have staged collector car auctions since the early 90s, and this selection of elegant classics and rare sports cars could fetch a total of $60 million. You think you're a player? Well, bring your wallet or get a loan if you want in on this game. Helping me sort through these amazing cars are my noted experts, McKeel Haggerty, Ken Gross, and my broadcast partner, automotive expert and racer, ALAIN, DECADENET.
Being a Brit, of course, I've always had a very soft spot for the Jaguar, or Jaguar if you wish. There's a lovely machine coming up right now. It's a fixed head, or coupe, XK140. This machine has won so many awards, you wouldn't believe it. It's had a complete and utter total restoration. Let's have a look under here. Now, what we're going to see is the ubiquitous XK engine. It's a 6-cylinder inline unit, twin overhead camshafts driven by chains. That engine powered Jaguars from when it first came out in about 1948 right up to the E-Type Jaguar, when by that time they put on 3 carburetors. We'll probably find the car will fetch, I hope, a very, very good price, but probably about the kind of money it would cost to restore it today.
Well, that's about right. Yeah, we hope that we can get $100,000 for it. I'd be quite happy with that. And doing it right, you could probably bring one back to that condition with that much money.
The Roots Group have been quite crafty in 1961 to help market their SUNBEAM sports cars. They entered a couple at the Le Mans 24-hour race. The car was known as the Harrington Le Mans car. Now, this is a 1962 production model. It's got the Harrington hardtop, the correct style of wood rim steering wheel. It's got the wooden dashboard, all the correct instruments. I had a good look round it earlier, and it's quite a modern-looking car, really. Let's have a look under here, shall we? That's the 4-cylinder SUNBEAM 1725cc engine, twin downdraft carburetors. It's got a Le Mans-style rocker box on it. Nothing very trick particularly. It's all in pretty sound, halfway decent condition. It's not had a major restoration, this car. I would suggest it's just been well looked after, and it's now in the kind of state you'd expect it to be after some 40-odd years of use. I would think it'll fetch some pretty good money. They've estimated it at something like $50,000 to $60,000. I think it will make that all day long.
Okay, here we go. The 1955 Jaguar XK140 fixed head coupe is on the auction block. How do you think this car will do, Ken?
The owner of this car is hoping for $100,000. I think he's a little optimistic.
$50,000, an opening bid. Thank you, sir. 55. Make it 60 now. Let's go over that way. Let's get it grown up here. The bid is 55,000. 57,500 will you bid?
The 140 is the middle child. It falls between the 120s and 150s. The engine was pushed forward a little bit to make more room in the cockpit. They're frankly not quite as nice, and the market reflects it. This is also a 9-year-old restoration. It's held up very well. The car looks great under the lights. We'll see if it gets anywhere near what the owner hopes.
Remember what you're missing here. $60,000 for the second time. Third and last time tonight at $60,000. Are we done? Then we sold it at $60,000. Thank you very much indeed.
This Jaguar was offered on the auction block with no reserve, which for the novice means it will sell no matter what the bid. That doesn't stop the seller from dreaming a bit. In this case, they were hoping for much more than the $60,000 paid.
No reserve, $60,000 for the first time.
On the other end of the spectrum, the price can shoot sky high when a bidding war begins.
55 here, 60, 60, 65. I gotta be 60, 65, 65, 70.
Some cars do have a set reserve price. Basically, a minimum the seller will accept.
Ladies and gentlemen, this car is being sold today.
Peter Bainbridge is the auctioneer. It's his job to push the bids higher and higher.
Don't try, sir. Bid another 50.
Not an easy job, as sometimes things happen very subtly and it's difficult to tell who is placing a bid.
Scratching or bidding, sir?
So pay close attention.
Yeah, it's his bid. That's all right.
You'll get the hang of it. After the break, a car named after the infamous Le Mans race, even though it never even won its class there.
We're at 22,500, ladies and gentlemen. Do you understand? There's no reserve.
And a little later, the car that held the world speed record for 10 years. Don't miss it.
This hour of the RM Classic Car Auction is brought to you by Haggerty Collector Car Insurance. Haggerty, offering insurance, finance, and roadside assistance for vintage and collector cars.